I think that I would have been a better mom to recognize that his strengths weren't weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And if there were weaknesses, there was a better, more positive way to handle those than my overwhelm.
On Monday, we talked about just the joys of homeschooling and all the things that you can look back on. As you look back again, I want to take you into kind of a different box, if you will. What are some of the things that maybe were the hardest for you? Maybe some things you would do differently. I don't want to say regrets, but maybe some things that looking back, you would do differently now. Or if you're talking to a new homeschool mom, you would say, if I had to do it over again, this is probably the decision I would make. What are some of those things that you can share?
That's a great question. And I always have said that I do not ever want to live with regrets. So I love the way you framed that. I think most of the time we look back 5 years, even yesterday, and we say, well, I may have done such and such differently. But we say that because we have more wisdom on this end. We have more experience on this end.
Yes.
So had I had certain experience and wisdom, there is definitely one child who had a lot more energy than I ever imagined having. And the Lord created him with zest and leadership and, like I said, plenty of energy. And as a younger mom, I didn't necessarily see those things as the positive words that I just used.
Yeah.
I saw those as frustrating and maybe aggressive,
maybe overwhelming.
Overwhelming. That's and the greatest part is, though, we were at a church where there was some brain training happening. And I think you and I may have talked about brain training before. Do you remember us having that conversation?
I don't remember.
I feel like maybe when we were talking about game schooling, we briefly talked about brain training.
Yes.
Well, anyway, I was invited to come to a Saturday seminar on brain training, and it was life-changing. It was life-changing because what it taught me was how to use games and exercises and activities to help train executive functioning skills. Those are things like comprehension, attention, auditory processing, things that really matter when you have a kiddo who has those stronger tendencies in life to say, okay, well, I'm going to embrace those stronger tendencies, but we do have to do those within the confines of something. And so it really helped them understand confines and use that brain a little more efficiently. So I wish I would have known about that earlier because I think that I would have been a better mom to recognize that his strengths weren't weaknesses. Mm-hmm. And if there were weaknesses, there was a better, more positive way to handle those than my overwhelm, which, as a young mom with 3 kids, there is a lot of overwhelm in general. Yeah. So now I will tell you that I've had a conversation with that kiddo many times, and I've said, I didn't always do it right with you, but I'm really, really thankful for the tendencies that I used to see as frustrating. I'm so thankful you have those now because they are going to be the things that make you go in this world exactly where the Lord wants you to go. So that is a good positive thing. When you have we're not going to call it a regret, remember?
Right. Yeah.
But when you have some of those, because of grace and because of the opportunity to go and ask forgiveness and because of the relationships we've built, we can go and humbly say, you know what, I might have messed up here. And I'm thankful that we turned the ship around and went a different way. But I want you to recognize that I wasn't necessarily right here.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked Podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.